Okay, so this video is going to go through 33 through 36 in your homework problems. The first one tells you the ordered pairs 23, 43.5, 24, 45, and 25, 46.5 are on the graph of the function. Which of the following lines would include all the points? So the first thing I want to do is make a table out of those points given. First point was 23. 43.5. My second point was 24.45. My third point was 25.46.5. Okay, so I'm going to find the slope or the rate of change. My x's, I notice, go up by 1 every time, and my y's go up by 1.5 every time. So my m is 1.5 over 1, which just simplifies to 1.5. Y equals 1.5x plus b. Now the last part is figuring out what my b is. But first, let's look at our equations to see if we can eliminate any of them. I know my slope is positive, so I can automatically eliminate d. So now I just got to determine which one's the y-intercept. And if I notice, they all have different y-intercepts on here. So once I know what the y-intercept is from my calculations, I can just pick the correct answer. The way to figure out what my b is, I can plug in a value for x and y, and then just solve for b. I can pick any of these 3 points. I'm going to pick the second one because they're whole numbers. So my y is 45, 1.5 times 24 plus b. 45 equals 1.5 times 24. And remember, this is your calculator section. So 1.5 times 24 is 36 plus b. And my next step is to subtract 36 to the other side. B equals 9. So y equals 1.5x plus 9. So I'm looking for the graph with my y-intercept as 9. My A, pretty close to 9, but let's just make sure the other two don't fall near 9. B is 5, and C is a little less than 5. So A is my answer. The next question, they all go together, 34 through 36. It says Jack is tracking the number of friends he has on Facebook. The number of friends is shown in the table below. So the first thing we have always done is look at the table and figure out the rate of change just like we did in the example before. So we go by 2. And then here we go by 72 minus 8 is 64. So my slope here is 64 over 2, which equals 32. I also know, just based off of this problem right here, that my y-intercept is 8 since my x is 0. So I can automatically make a linear equation. Now let's look at what the questions are asking. 34 says Jack feels the number of friends is increasing exponentially. Which of the following could be used to find the number of friends after t days if Jack is correct? Now, we didn't talk about exponentials, but ones like this and on your test, you can plug in values to be able to solve all by yourself. So I am going to use the 0.08, and I'm going to plug that into each one of these functions. And whichever one is true will be our correct answer. So we know 0 is t and 8 is our f of t. So if I look at A, 4 times 3 to the 0 equals 8. 3 to the 0 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 does not equal 8. So it's definitely not A. Let's look at B. 8 to the 0, 3 equals 8. 8 to the 0 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 does not equal 8. Cross it off. Look at the next one. I replace my f of t with 8. My 0 and t switch places. 3 to the 0 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. 8 equals 8, so this one is good. Let's just make sure the last one doesn't mess with us. 8 times 2 to the 0. 2 times 0 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Okay, so if you notice, we have 2 answers here that 8 equals 8. The next thing I would try is the 72 and the 2. So let's try those two, and maybe hopefully one of them will cancel out based off of those 2 points. So if I say 8 to the times 3 squared is 9. 9 times 8 is 72, which it does equal. So double check. Now let's look at the next one. 2 squared times 8 equals 72. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 8 does not equal 72. So my answer is C. 35 says Jill feels the number of friends is increasing linearly. Which of the following could be used to find the number of friends after T days if Jill is correct? Guess what? We saw it at the beginning just because we were using our skills of looking at the table and forming a line from that table. So we know the linear equation is 32x plus 8, which is A. Part or number 36 says, which of the functions predicts more hits on day 1 and by how much? So now I know my 2 equations. I know it's f of t equals 8 times 3 to the t power. And my other one is f of t equals 32x plus 8. Now they want to know by day 1. So f of 1 equals 8 times 3 to the first. And f of 1 equals 32 times 1 plus 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 32 plus 8 is 40. The linear one is definitely greater, so C and D get crossed off. And it's greater by 16 friends, because 40 minus 24 is 16.